And now, here's our host, Akasha Shabakan.
Yeah, I'm really glad you stopped by tonight. Why don't you grab you something to drink, sit down there on the log and get all comfortable, and we'll get started. What we're going to talk about for the remainder of this program is the Earth, our solar system, our universe, we're going to get into the universe, but our solar system, our galaxy, and our entire universe. And is it alive? Could it possibly be alive? You know, we're so far, unless you're into the science of studying the universe and the Earth and the solar system and the galaxies and what have you, you're way behind on the curve, and you have a lot of catching up to do. Because science is way out here ahead of us. They've been ahead of us for years. But if you are on your spiritual path and you are in an awakening state of consciousness, you have become aware of this almost probably from the day that you got on your path, on your spiritual path, and your knowingness of what's going on. So let's start it out right here let's crunch it down to the Earth. Let's start with the Earth and start there. My contention is that the Earth is alive, that it is a living, breathing entity. Now guess what? Scientists are saying the same thing. So now we have to go from the Earth to our solar system, and we see that it's a living entity. And science is now saying that it is alive. And then if we go into the galaxy that we are in, this little Milky Way galaxy here, one of hundreds of billions of galaxies, it's alive. And science is now saying that it's alive. And you put all these hundreds of billions of galaxies together, and you find that it's alive. And science is now saying that it's alive. So, I mean, I could get really wild and crazy here. And I've talked about this before, sort of. When I talked about when I first learned about the atom, I don't know how old I was. I'm going to guess I was probably 11, 12, maybe 13 when I first heard about the atom. And I started thinking about the atom and, you know, its little nucleus and the little jobbies floating around it and all of that stuff. And I thought, you know, golly, that's like the sun and the Earth and the planets circling the sun. And so on one of those little electrons or protons or whatever it is that's circling that nucleus of that atom, that nucleus could represent the sun, and whatever it is that circles that nucleus, we could interpret that as planets. And what about if on one of those planets is where I live, right there? And this atom that I live in that little atom solar system there, I imagine that I could be a part of something greater, like this giant was wearing this golden ring, and I could have been orbiting the nucleus of this atom in this giant's ring. Well, could that be so far out? I mean, you know, what we found now is that everything has a vibration. Everything vibrates. Everything. Light, sound, everything. The universe has a vibration. The Earth has a vibration. The sun has a vibration. And they're all detectable now. And there's probably stuff that's vibrating out here that we haven't detected yet because we don't know how to detect it. Just like we now know that the human body does give off light. It produces light. And a lot of people have the ability to see that light, and we call it aura. But we now know that the human body gives off this radiation, this light. And for some of us, it's undetectable. We don't see it. For some of us that are a little more sensitive, do see it. It's sort of like once you wake up, once you become awake, you begin to see these things. Maybe you can see auras on different individuals. I'm not saying you see them on everybody, but you will notice sometimes if you focus intently that maybe you do, if you're awake. Also, maybe you go to a place like Sedona, Arizona, where there are reported vortexes all over the place up there, and because you're awake, you're sensitive to these different energies, and you can literally feel those energies. I know I certainly do when I go there. I know I've been in the presence of other vortexes right here in Indiana that I felt, and other people have felt them also. So it's not something that I'm going, oh wow, I'm feeling it, and there's nothing really there, and I'm just trying to get attention. I'm literally sensing an energy that is emanating from the earth. Okay, that about wraps it up for the fireside chat for today, but hey, thanks for joining us. And remember what old Akasha always says. Question everything. The truth is out there. And remain curious, my friends. Be sure to join us again for the Akasha Shava Khan Show. Love having you here. Thanks for joining us. Peace be with you.